Welcome back to the 19th annual Jay Swanson Memorial Tournament here at Hard Times Billiards, Bellflower, California, presented by CueSports International. I'm Jay Helford, joined by Justin Collette, and this is the final match.
You ready, Jay?
Yeah. From Hungary, we got Vilmos Foldis, and from the Philippines, Rodrigo Geronimo, otherwise known as Edgy. It's a race to 11, one set.
Edgy, best nickname in the joint. I like that.
First prize this weekend, $2,800.
These guys are playing for 1,400?
Yeah, well, $1,400 for second.
Yeah, so playing 1,400.
Fulvis to break. He won the lag. I didn't see anything go down, though. Whoop, the 6-6-6-6. Ooh, it hung up in the side pocket. The 2 and the 8 are kind of tied up on the side rail there. You might be able to make a combination. It's not going to be easy. Get a comfortable seat. This could be a long match. I'm estimating about an hour and a half.
90 minutes, over, under?
Like that, like that. Well, the last match took almost an hour.
Yes.
But that's because it went hill-hill. I played the full 13 games. He got a bad angle to shoot the combination. Now he's looking at it, but this is a very tough combination to make from there. If he was straight in on it, it would be okay, but on this table, tough. And he missed it. He missed it.
Got a little cover there.
Yeah, well, Vilmos can see. He can see the 2 ball, but what's he going to do after that? Geronimo played some terrific safeties in that last match against Rodney. He had him tied up when he was pulling out to a 5-2 lead, but then he missed 1 7 ball, and Rodney won 4 games in a row to get on the hill. But to his credit, Geronimo regrouped and managed to win the last 2 games. Meanwhile, like you said, this is a mess. Game number 1, a race to 11.
I see.
This is a full-length professional match.
He's playing with a Mez cue, it looks like. Yeah.
He wants to come off the edge of the 2 and hide the cue ball behind the 5, but you got to have a very deft touch to pull this one off. Wow. He played that 8 ball. He went off the edge, went rail first, and made the 8. I was thinking about it. I didn't say anything. I said, could he actually be playing this 8 ball? Beautiful shot. He's got a sharp cut back to his right on the 2 ball. And he's probably going to have to go 1, 2, 3 rails for position on the 3. That's the side rail, end rail, and the opposite side rail. That looks like the right path. Again, where we are, we can't always see exactly what they're going to do, but let's see. That's my educated guess. Yeah, here we go. 1, 2, 3, in perfect position. This guy has impressed me all weekend with his speed control and his shot making.
How do you spell Golda's first name?
Vilmos, Vilmos. That's a common name in his household. I don't know where that name goes, you know.
Geronimo's first name?
Rodrigo. Just like it sounds. And he told me during the break that Edgy was a pet name his mother gave him when he was 1 year old, and it just kind of stuck. I said, "What's it mean?" He said, "I don't know." You have to ask his mother. He can shoot the 6 on the side, just stop the cue ball. He's rolling it off the rail, give himself an angle. Nicely done. First game to Europe. Europe against Asia. Our top 4, 3 were foreign players. Rodney was the only American.
Sorry. Goldus goes on the board.
1-0. One thing you'll notice, Justin, is the crowd we had, nobody's left. They're all here. These are our hardcore fans in Southern California. If anything, there's more people here than earlier today. Made the 2 ball. Will he have a shot at the 1? I think so. I think he can see the 1. As in many racks, the first shot's the most testy one to get from the 1 to the 3. It looks from here like you've got to slow roll this ball in the pocket, but doesn't mean that's what he's going to do. He shot a kill shot. Nice shot. Ooh. He killed the cue ball a little too much, though. He got the shape he wanted on the 3. He just forgot to pocket that 1 ball. A lot easier from here for Edgy. I expect to see a lot of racks run when the balls are open like this. But this figures to be a close match. These guys are very evenly matched. They've played each other a lot in the last year. Well, I don't know about that shot. I don't know where he was going there. That's a position error by Geronimo. That was not a hard position shot, and he just... he played a good safety. He's doing the same thing to Vilmos that he was doing to Rodney, making him kick at balls. Of course, that was his rack. Kicking 1 rail on the side. Yeah, he changed his mind. might see a lot of this in this match because Rodrigo likes to do things like this. He likes to force his opponent to kick at the balls. He's kicking 2 rails at this ball. This is a small ball, let me tell you. Meaning it's missable. Kind of like that. I don't know why he did that. He could have gone 1 rail and been pretty certain of making a hit. But ball in hand. 5 balls. Pretty straight on the 7 ball. With the cue ball on the rail, he can't do too much. I think what he's got to do is just slow roll the 7 and then take that long shot on the 8. I mean, you don't want to hit this ball too hard with that cue ball on the rail. You jack up and pump at that ball and you might miss everything. He did it. He accepted the long shot. That's the only choice he had. Once again, it's coming down to execution under pressure, as my colleague Justin Collette pointed out earlier today. And couldn't have executed that one much better. Game number 2 will be in Geronimo's win column. This is not going to be a short match. Score is 1 game apiece.
I'll get the score here.
Ball down. He's going to have a good shot at the 1. Pretty nice setup here. These are the kind of racks that you need to run out if you're going to win this match. You don't want to let your opponent back at the table when you got an open rack like this. If you can consistently run these racks, you can be a winner. We all know what players like Shane Van Boning and Dennis Arculia do to racks like this. They just chew them up. Something about the great players, there's a different feeling, a different atmosphere. It's more than exuding confidence. It's like you kind of know they're not going to miss. They're just not going to miss. There's a certainty. When you get to that point, that's when you're not only a good player, you're a great player. When observers like us know that the guy's going to run the rack, know he's going to get out. Of course, Edgy had no problem this rack. He went through this one like a hot knife through a slab of butter. He's ahead 2-1.
2-1. And he's got the crowd behind him here.
Oh, this crowd's like half Filipino.
Yeah, they are. It was funny, man. There was like a whole family up there in the stands betting. They were trying with one guy.
Yeah, right. Oh, there's a lot of action.
It was like, husband, wife, sister, aunt, It was pretty cool.
It's a family affair. Good tournaments in the Philippines, and you see mothers, fathers with their children watching the matches. This is probably one of the most popular national sports in the Philippines. Basketball's #1, but pool may be #2. Ball's down. He will have a shot at the 1 ball. Could be a 2-9 combination coming up, but it's a good combination if you can get close to the 2. You want the cue ball up there past the 8 ball, straight in on the 2. If he can play near perfect position here, it's not a hard combination. But if you got an angle on it, it becomes very difficult. Let's see what he can do. That's what he's trying to do. That's what he's trying to do.
How's that for speed, man?
Yeah, it's good. I would say his position is, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give him about a 7. This is a tough shot. This is a tough shot. If he was a foot closer to the 8, I'd give him a 9. This is not an easy combo. Wow. Swish. Swish.
It always makes you feel good to catch one of those early ones,
Yeah, and hit it good like that. That wasn't like a hanger. 3-1, Geronimo. Almost lost that cue ball last time, so he'll probably just take a little bit off his break shot. You don't want to give up ball in hand on the break. These guys are making balls every time. No shot on the 1 though. Looks like he's stymied behind the 3 ball here. And the push out is not going to be easy. Well, he's looking at it like he might be able to hit the edge of the 1, but I mean, there is a potential 1-6 combination if you can get to it. Might be able to do it with a little half masse, but that's tricky. That's very tricky. Once again, a very minute fraction of an inch between success and failure here. He's going to try to make this combination. Yeah, see, he's massing it just a little bit. And it didn't work. It did not work. Now, I'm not so sure that the 6 can go. A little hard for us to tell, but if it doesn't, Vilmos is going to have to play some kind of safety. Maybe he'll shoot some little trick shot here, a double kiss shot, and make the 6 ball. Let's see. Let's see what he knows. Looks like he's trying to do something here. No, he was just trying to duck the cue ball behind the 3. And by accident, he made the 1 on the side, but as you can see, there's a lot of real estate between the cue ball and the 2 ball. And he's still got to come all the way back up table for the 3. But this guy is a dead eye. If he can see the ball, he's got a chance to make it. Oh, he played safe there. He played safe all the way. He blocked the pocket for the 3 ball, so Geronimo's bridging over the 3. So he's got his hands full with this shot, too. He'll do well to make this ball.
The age-old question, now what?
It's almost like his first shot where he can barely see the edge of the 3, and I don't think he can see enough of it to make it. He may be able to see just the edge where he can play a safety off the top of the ball. Yeah, that's what he's looking at. Where's the cue ball going to go? It looked like he made a real good shot there, but he didn't get that cue ball off the rail. Forced to play safe. Oh, wait a second. He can't see it at all. He's going 2 rails to hit this ball. Let's take a look here. Let's see what happens. Looks like he's going to make a good hit. Wow.
Look at that.
That was a...
It's kind of nutty, Jay.
Yeah, that was an Efren-esque hit. I mean, to be able to see the angles that well.
And then to execute.
Yeah.
Speed.
He could be a billiard player. Meanwhile, I think Vilmos has got to do something similar. He's going to have to go 2 rails out of that corner and hit this ball. I don't see any other way to get there.
You know, these two so far seem to be having quite a bit more of a moving game than we've seen really from either of them so far. It's funny how finals work out sometimes like that, ain't it? It seems like it slows down and guys tighten up a little bit.
Well, everything's on the line. I mean, we've seen Vilmos look at shots much longer already in this match than in any other match today. He usually makes up his mind fairly quickly. He's studying this one long and hard. Of course, both these guys are explosive players. If they get an open rack, they're a favorite to run out. See, he's trying the same thing. He's going 2 rails to hit this ball. Let's see if he can hit it as good as Edgy did. I don't know about that one. Although it looks, oh, it's tracking.
Pretty good. Oh, yeah.
He got it. Boy. Boy. See, 9-ball can be exciting even if it's not runouts. That was high level stuff there. That's high level stuff there. Now, Edgy's going to have to do something like that again, and I'll tell you what, from where he's at, this shot's even harder than it was before, and he knows it. He knows it. Of course, the funny thing is, if you give up ball in hand here, it's hard to do something. Oh, unless you can shoot that 3-5 combination. That I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. He's got to try to find a way to hit it. Well, you could do like Moro Paez and jack straight up in the air and shoot that cue ball about, yeah, like that, just like that. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. Ball in hand.
Trying to spin the heck out of it and get the bite back.
Right. I've seen Moro shoot that shot successfully several times. Haven't seen Moro around these tournaments for a couple of years. Boy, he was a great player.
About King Kong.
He comes around, but you know, he was here last year. These guys
he
are all
cracked me up just
yeah.
watching it. But yeah, you're right. They've got to be getting up there, yeah?
They're old. They're old. King Kong's older. King Kong's got to be in his late 60s. Moro's probably in his early 60s. Giving this one a lot of thought. I'm not sure if he's going to try to make the 5 or just stick the cue ball behind the 6. I don't think we've seen a game this weekend where somebody 3-fouled his opponent.
I can't remember one. Hell, I don't know if I saw somebody put somebody on 2.
Yeah, there's been
that?
Yeah, I've seen him on 2, but that's it. Well, I've seen him on 2, and then the guy, instead of trying to put him on 3, he just ran out the rack. That's what he did.
Well,
nice safety.
Pretty good.
He might put him on 2 here. I mean, but based on the accuracy of Edgy's kick shots so far, he'll probably hit this one. This is not an easy ball to hit, but he seems to see these rails really well. When you got a ball a diamond and a half off the rail like that, and you're kicking to the side rail, you're kicking at a small ball. He's looking at it like he wants to kick the 3 into the 8. He's lining this shot up. Most players are just trying to make sure they hit the ball.
Nice. I like that.
What do you say?
That's right, Edgy.
This guy's got a lot of confidence kicking at the balls. He hit the bottom side of the ball.
I wish there was more interaction with the crowd and pool, man. Players interact a little more.
You've been to the Moscone Cup, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they get involved there.
Yeah. I mean, if it was up to me, I wouldn't give a shit if a guy was down on a shot and they're screaming their heads off.
Yeah, I'm not sure I agree with that.
Well,
I mean, in tennis, you got great crowd, but they're quiet when the guys are hitting the balls. If not, the umpire reminds them.
Yeah.
But I've been to tournaments years ago. We used to have those tournaments in Kentucky and places like that, and the place was packed, and the crowd's going wild on every shot. And yet, on a real critical shot, you could hear a pin drop. I love that.
I mean, just the way I look at it, if a full-grown man can throw a baseball at another full-grown man at 95 miles an hour and the crowd's going crazy, you should be able to hit a pool ball. I mean, that's just the way I look at it.
Well, if you watch the pool games in the Philippines, they're playing big money matches, and people are walking right around the table talking.
No, I wouldn't. The physical movement, that would tilt me more than noise.
Yeah, I hear you. But
I don't know. The atmosphere is so cool when the crowd's into it.
Contrary to what a lot of people say, I think pool is a great spectator sport, but it's a great spectator sport to be there in person.
Yeah.
because you're in a very small area. Your playing field is small. He's trying to make, boy, look at this.
Swished it.
Wow. What a shot.
He kind of put his pimp strut on it. That one was going in. See that?
Yeah, right.
Started walking away.
It's like when a golfer hits a 20-foot putt and he knows it's going
Right.
in. He starts walking right to the
Strolling away.
hole. Yeah. I like that line, his pimp strut.
No,
Ooh.
no.
Well,
What do we call it, Jay?
we won't be.
Same guy syndrome.
Yeah, right. He won't be strutting anymore, will he?
No, that'll bring you back down there.
Meanwhile, Edgy's going to have to massay to make this ball. I don't think he wants to kick off the end rail.
Yeah, somehow.
Oh,
I
it
guess
looks like he
try
can.
and keep the cue ball there.
Looks like he can hit the edge of the ball.
Slow roll it. Wow, how about? Did you see that?
Yeah, he went real first. He went real first. He knew what he was doing.
Damn, that was slick.
That's a pretty big turnaround because if Vilmos gets out, it's 2-3, and now it's looking like it's going to be 4-1. And breaking.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Edgy's probably got this.
That'll mess with your psyche when you make a shot like that Vilmos did and then fail to get out. Nobody's given anybody any 9 balls in this match.
As it should be.
4-1. Long way to go. He's saying, I want to take a break. I don't know. Something's going on. We got a little timeout here. I'm not sure it's a bathroom break. I think he's going to get some kind of tool, like work on his tip.
Tip. Oh, do you get a little funky on that shot, you think? That was a hell of a bank, man.
It's a great bank, and he missed an easy shot.
Who was the finals this year? Was it Shannon and Brumback?
Yeah.
Derby?
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Efren was third.
Man, I remember being a kid in Cincinnati hearing about some kid from Kentucky named Shannon.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was a teenager. So he was about the same age or younger.
Oh, he was a great player when he was 15 years old, believe me.
Yeah.
He was playing for big money when he was 15 or 16. His dad was taking him all over the place.
Yeah, that was the story we were hearing.
Do you know I played him bank pool? No, I did. I played Toby, very good one-pocket player. I played him bank pool for 50 a game.
Flaherty?
Toby Flaherty. Oh, yeah, you know who he is. In Vegas. I'm going back like at least 25 years or more. And we're playing 50 a game, and we played for hours. There's this little fat kid watching the game, right? Like 11-year-old kid. And finally, we were even, and I quit. I had been 2 games ahead. He'd been 2 games ahead, blah, 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 blah. And finally, we quit. It was enough. Played for like 4 or 5 hours at least, maybe 6. I don't know. Long time. I go up to the counter to pay the time. This little fat kid follows me to the counter. This is the first time I ever saw Shannon Dalton in my life. I'm up at the counter. I just got done playing like the best player in the house, for 50 a game, and a little fat kid says, "Hey, mister, you want to play some 50 a game 9 ball?" I thought, who in the hell is this? I mean, he was serious.
Yeah.
He was serious.
My favorite Shannon Dalton story was at the Derby one year. It was Shane was still young, but he had just started to build a little bit of a rep, and all of us were hanging out. It was an old Derby. Remember that lobby right where you walk to the elevators?
Yeah, sure.
There was chairs there, and Shane was sitting there, and Shannon was walking by, and he'd had a few pops, and he was feeling good, and Shane said something about, when are you and me going to play? And Shannon started whooping at him and all this stuff. and threw some big crazy number at him. And Shane said, "You ain't got that kind of money." And Shane leaned down and he said, "Son, there's only two things I ain't on. That's a diet and a budget."
What a great line. Diet, no budget. That's a classic line, man. Hey, listen. Shane would have been in trouble back then, believe me.
Oh, where are we at?
4-1. 4-1.
4-1.
Mr. Geronimo. And he made a good break and has a shot at the one. The degree of difficulty here.
There's two things I ain't on. That's a diet and a budget.
That's a wonderful story.
And the way, and picture Shannon saying it, you know, like just with full of heart. It was so fun. So
can you
awesome.
imagine a little 11-year-old fat kid saying,
yeah,
"Hey,
I
mister,
can.
you want to play some marble?" I was like in shock.
Yeah.
Is he going to hit this one slow?
And probably a good thing he didn't play.
Yeah. Well, I was tired anyway, but I just. I think he's all right here. I think the cue ball stopped in time. He can shoot the three. Yeah, he's leaning down and looking. It's a little tight. Can he shoot it, Steve? Tell me. Has he got an opening? No, he's massing. He's a little bit hooked. Yeah. Didn't quite get the position he needed. Vilmos is working on his tip right now. There he comes. There he comes. Is he going to bank this ball?
Right. Jay laughing. It's funny.
I don't think we'll see any more pimp struts this match.
Just rip it right in the hole.
I mean, it will bank. He's got to be thinking about it, but. He's looking at it. This is not as hard as the bank shot he made last game, I guarantee you. And the nice thing is if he makes it, he will have a shot at the four. There's lots of pockets to shoot the four in. He can't decide. He's thinking about playing safe and putting the cue ball behind the six, which is probably a smart shot. Yeah, I think that's what's happening here. Sure. I mean, with a touch like that, why not?
Yeah. I mean, you could do a lot worse things. Pool's such a funny game, man. You got one guy from the Philippines and one guy from Hungary.
And we're in Los Angeles.
On a Sunday night in L.A., California.
You know, one of the things nice hit. One of the things I always liked about pool, Justin, is it's a very universal game. It's got its own language. I don't care where you are in the world, and I play pool all around this planet. Believe me. Once you get on a pool table, everybody can relate to each other. I mean, I fell in love with this game when I was a teenager, and I still love it. One thing I like to remind people, you can watch this game, you can watch a million racks for 50 years. You will never see the same rack twice.
Yeah, absolutely.
This ain't like bowling.
Yeah.
Every rack is unique. Guy pulled a move on me once, Justin, in a pool room in Vegas. It's like 35 years ago. I'll tell you after this shot. Vilmos should clear off these final four balls.
Yeah, he needs to get off the schneid here. He's been stuck at this one game for what seems like a long time.
Yeah. Well, it's still very early in this match. It's not like a race to 7 where 4-1 is a big lead. You don't really smell the goal line until you get past 6. When somebody reaches 7 or 8, then
yeah, you can see it
becomes the critical point.
There'll be no concessions this time.
No. So I'm in Vegas, Justin, and the pool room is long since gone. And there's a guy there that had been in L.A., and I had played him like $5 9-ball and beat him for like $30 or $40. And he's got a bad attitude towards me. And I'm there, you know, trying to make a game and this and that. And this guy comes up with this line. He says, because they were doing some proposition shots on the table, not me and not him, but other people. He says, I'm going to shoot a shot. He said, I'll make it the first time. He said, I'll give you 100 tries to make that same shot. He said, for $10. And we talked, and I thought, what the fuck? I got to see this.
It's worth $10 to see it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Look at this break. That's a good one, and I think the 2 will pass. Anyway, we finally make the bet. The guy racks up all 15 balls, takes the cue ball, breaks the balls spread out all over the table, and he starts to mark each ball. The 1's here, the 2's here. He said, okay, now you make that shot. I mean, what am I going to do?
Right.
What am I going to do? I just paid the guy. I thought, am I going to get in an argument over this? I mean, he did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Right. Yeah, that's the way prop bets work.
Trap me. He was happy. I had beat him out of a few dollars a couple months before, and now he won $10 back. He was happy.
Yeah.
Just get on the 3-ball, and he'll be fine. That's okay. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You can shoot the 3 down in the corner. Lucky there. That was about as poor a position as I've seen Vilmos play today. He's been so accurate with everything. Remember, he's the only guy that hasn't lost a match yet.
Yeah.
Can he remain undefeated?
I mean, Hungary? Is that where they're coming from? Look what England did to us, Jay.
Listen, you know, Thorsten told me there's 40 or 50 really good players, he said, in Germany, but they only play, you know, the Euro Tour. He said there's a lot of real good players over there. This guy was a contender on the Euro Tour. He'd get top 5, top 4. I mean, I knew about him. I saw him in the World Championships.
Yeah, I heard the first name.
Yeah. He's not a newbie to professional pool, that's for sure. He's got to be at least early to mid-30s.
Yeah.
Because he's been around well over 10 years. But this is the first time he's ever had a stay in fact, I don't remember him coming to Derby City until last year, first time. But he's kind of made his home in the United States now. He's just going from tournament to tournament everywhere. Four to 3, good break. No shot at the 1. He's got a potential billiard from the 1 to the 6 if he wants to shoot it, but he's going to play. He was going to try to put the cue ball behind the 7 and the 4. Yeah, hit the edge of the 1 and go 3 rails. He'd love to roll up almost like right where the 7 is, on the back side of it. That would be the ideal shot here. But that shot takes perfect speed control and accuracy. Let's see how good a safety he can play. We know what he's trying to do. You don't want to scratch. You do not want to lose the cue ball like that. He would have had him hooked if he didn't scratch, but you're right about one thing, Justin. They're not in any hurry. These guys are being a lot more studious about the racks. He's really struggling trying to figure out how to get position on this 2 ball.
That's a funny layout, man.
Yeah. Well, if he gets on the 2, that's what he wants to do. That's not bad. That's not bad. He's got the right angle. He knew if he even hit the edge of the 2 ball or bumped the 9, he'd still be all right. That's where he needed the cue ball to go, right between those 2 balls. Now he can just shoot this 1 and have the cue ball come down table and back out for the 4. The only thing he's got to do here is make sure the cue ball, he might hit it soft and just try to slide over there, but he may not hit this ball very hard. Let's see. No, he's going up and down. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to make sure he doesn't hit the 6 ball. Now this could be a little tricky getting on the 6. Let's see what he's going to have to play the cue ball off the 7, like double kiss off the 7. But the good news for him is if he double kisses off the 7, anywhere the cue ball goes, he's going to have a shot on the 6. That 6 is out there far enough. You don't have to come across the table. I think he realizes that. Yeah, see, that's fine. He didn't have to go that far even. Just slow roll the 7 in. He's really taken his time this match. This is basically a stop shot here. I don't think you need to do anything with the cue ball except stick it. 9-ball away from a 5-3 lead. You are watching the finals of the Jay Swanson Memorial Tournament. And we are at the famous, legendary Hard Times Billiards in Bellflower, California. The site of many great tournaments over the last 25 years.
We had a lot of history in this place, man.
Oh, yeah. I go back to the beginning here. Good break, but I don't see anything going down. Well, the 1 ball's covered. The break is not working as good this match for these guys. I don't think Vilmos can see this ball. I think he's going to have to push out. He's looking. Can I see the edge of the ball? I'm not sure what the 5 is tied up with. 5 is tied up with the 2 ball. He may be able to see the edge of the ball, but it would appear as if a push out is the best option. Although he's fooled me a couple times already today. Again, both players are being very studious.
Yeah, it's a lot different than the rhythm they played with earlier in this tournament.
Yeah, exactly. See, look, he does stuff like this, and this is, I don't know any other pro player that shoots shots like this when you've got to push out. I mean, look at, it's kind of a dangerous shot. That's,
so were these pockets shimmed up? Didn't somebody say there? I know they're not as tight as the crazy gold crowns.
I didn't, no. But listen, there are some diamonds that are 4 1/4. Mine is a 4 1/4, and I didn't go down there. I never took a good look at it, but
I think these are probably standard pockets.
Well, if they're standard, they're 4 1/2.
Which would blow me away if they were standard pockets in this room, but I'm going to guess they are. I haven't seen him really spit any balls out.
What's he going to do with this 2 ball? Is he going to? He might just play a billiard from the 2 to the 3. But it's definitely missable. He could play a 2-way shot where he cross banks the 2 and plays the 3 at the same time, but you could miss them both. I hate to be negative, but neither one is a certainty. Looks like he's just playing the billiard. That's what he's doing. He did it. He did it. Nice shot. He's not a home free yet. Hold those applause. That's a little tricky right here. If he shoots the 2 in the side, he's got to hit it slow. He doesn't want to go down past the 4. He's got to stay above it.
You know, I wonder if these guys they get into this type of set, it changes their rhythm and outlook and everything. Tighten up, like see like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, their mental processes are different.
It's interesting to me to see that. And then you see guys like a guy like Mika, a guy like Appleton, a guy like Shane, somebody who's been in a ton of finals. They'll do it a little bit.
Not much.
Right.
Not much. They're going to play the same game. They're going to maintain the same rhythm they normally do.
And especially, you know, a guy like Shane, if he gets in and starts to feeling good, gets 2 or 3 games in him, it's like, you know, ride the train downhill.
Well, Edgy made the 2 in the side, and he tried to draw the ball back, but he kissed the 5 ball and now he's got a very severe angle on this 4-ball if he wants to shoot at it. He's looking at it like he wants to shoot it. And he certainly can make it, but first of all, it's a hard cut shot, and secondly, you just turn the cue ball loose. It's kind of up for grabs where the cue ball is going to end up here. Well, then there's the other possibility.
I don't see any. Did you see a safe? Where's he?
Well, yeah.
It's hard for me to tell. I'm going to use the commentator's
I think he is.
I can't see.
I think he is playing a safe. Well, he's looking at it again like he wants to make it. No question he can cut this ball in. He's going to put a lot of draw on this ball, like that, but hit it bad.
Yeah.
He just hit it bad.
Well, here's what just tilts me. It kills me. The guy just spent 70 seconds doing all that, making the decision. When it comes time to execute it, he bent over and whacked at it.
Yeah, he took one practice stroke.
Yeah.
Well, we were talking about that. Nerves do come into play in the final match, and experience. And that's an advantage Vilmos has. He has a lot more experience.
Well, and I'll tell you something. A lot of the European players have. Like you look at Mika, look at Daz, Thorsten.
Boy, he fell way short on this ball.
Their mechanics and pre-shot routine is so tight, and I think that's a crutch a little bit. You know, if you force yourself to go through that routine every time, you know, when you're under pressure, you know, builds in some redundancy so you just don't get down there and whack at it.
Well, don't they say that the best players can repeat their stroke? Meanwhile, he played a terrible position shot. Now he's got to make a severe cut to his left. Sure. And he missed it. He missed it. Fortunately, missed it bad enough that Edgy's got no shot. They're definitely not playing the same game they were playing earlier today. Even the hot seat match was much faster than this. The hot seat match, race to 7 between these guys, was like a 30-minute match.
Yeah, it's fireworks.
Yeah. Well, he wanted to put the cue ball behind the 8 and failed to do it.
We're at an hour right now, and it's 5-3. I'm going to guess these guys are going to loosen up when the balls start breaking. It's usually how it works. Somebody gets loose, makes a few balls, gets out.
That's a good safety right there. Well, I guess this match would be an hour and a half, but now it's looking like it's going to be a 2-hour match.
I don't mind as long as the guys aren't like taking 3 minutes per shot. I mean, if there's lots of kicks and saves and stuff, that's cool.
Well, they both.
I mean, this is a different story. This is a players' tournament. But for anything, for consumption, you got to have a shot clock.
Absolutely. You won't see any AccuStats matches or match room without a shot clock. Yeah. They know better. Yeah. And I've done tournaments here where I put players on shot clocks.
I know CSI did some tournaments. Maybe it was the first or second iteration of the U.S. Open 10-ball and 8-ball. Were you there? I don't know if you helped run those or not.
Yeah, no, I was there.
But
for some of them,
basically, like if you didn't have so many total games after an hour, they'd walk over and just rack a bead out of a game to each score. And you know what? The round started every time, on time. It was awesome.
Get that one good. That's going to work. Watch. He got there.
Ain't that pretty sporty?
These guys are still playing good. They're just playing a lot more carefully.
He's not happy with that.
You know, you would think that he was going to go around the 8-ball, but the good news is he can shoot it right in the side.
Hit that ball and walked away before it hit the first rail.
Yeah, he didn't hit it hard enough. He wanted to go. He wanted to shoot that 8-ball in this corner. Nice hit.
Yes, it was.
Nice stroke.
Wow.
He made it work. He's going to trail 5-4. I'm predicting the final score here is going to be either 11-9 or 11-10. That's the way it looks. I don't think anybody's going to run away with this match.
Be nice to see a little package in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Might drop a little 3 or 4. Mika put one together on Corey. Poor Corey's been paying for that U.S. Open skunk.
Many times. Many times. I mean, we know both these guys, if their break works and they got an open table, they're capable of clearing the rack. But
so let's see where he spots the cue ball. Good spot there.
This guy's got the best break of the two of them.
Damn.
Look at this run. I mean, this is almost a Rodney-esque break. Not quite. I mean, Rodney was making 2 and 3 balls every time. How did Rodney lose?
You know what it looked like to me? Like he just got tired.
Yeah, he missed a couple balls, remember?
And he got down on himself a little bit.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I mean, he broke better than anybody else today.
I could see that. I mean, it'd be hard not to do that. I mean, you fought all day long, nonstop in the loser's bracket. Finally, you get down to where you're in the money, and then some things start to go a little hinky, and it's like, you know, you go from.
It's interesting.
You're feeling good, and you're thinking, man, I could, grand to grand, something like maybe we can make this weekend pay a little something.
Yeah, right.
The next thing you know, it's like, wah, wah, wah. Here's your phone bill money.
It's kind of interesting what you're saying, because remember, these two guys were the ones that had the shortest route to the finals.
Yeah.
They played a lot less matches than Mika or Rodney.
Absolutely. Less wear and tear.
Yeah.
Physically and mentally.
They both had long breaks today.
Not only that, they get to get out of the pool room, and
right.
I think that's important. There we go, doing this again.
I think he got him. I think this is one that he could jump with his break cue. He can definitely jump to 9, but can he jump to 6 too? Well, he's got his playing cue.
If he's using a low deflection shaft, he's shooting right at it.
Well, I don't think. Can he see it enough to make it, or just play safe? Yeah, he's going to bank it up table. Oh, excuse me.
Shoot it right in the hole is what he's going to do.
Excuse me.
Put a good stroke on that ball.
I think I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, Justin.
Yes, sir. That's my plan. That is if I can sleep.
Do me a favor, when you get back to Vegas, lobby Ozzy for a race to 9 finals next year, okay? Right. No reason why we've got to have a marathon final match.
You know, that's one of my biggest knocks about pool tournaments. It's by the time you do get to the finals, people say, oh, there's no excitement in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah, because everybody's wore the hell out because they've been there for 12 hours.
As far as I'm concerned, this final match could have been a race to 7.
Yeah.
Would have been fine. Let them play the same way they played all the way, all weekend, excuse me. And if you're going to make it longer, make it a little bit longer. This is to get to 6, so he's going to be past the halfway point.
But, you know, think about it, man. At every big tournament you've been to, whatever the last event is, like you go to Reno.
Right.
When that 8-ball finals played, It's like me,
yeah,
the player's wife, and 2 janitors waiting to pick up the chairs.
yeah. Unless you're involved in some way, you don't want to be there no more. Yeah.
People are gone. I don't know how you fix that, but what I thought would be cool was if you held all the finals and just had one day. It was a day of finals.
Well, remember when I used to run the U.S. bar table, there were only 2 divisions. It was 9-ball and 8-ball, and we played the whole thing in 4.5 days. We'd start late in the day on Wednesday, and the reason I did it that way, players could actually come in late in the day on Wednesday and only miss 2 days of work, Thursday and Friday. So by doing it that way, by abbreviating everything, it kind of felt like it went quick. And I got some big fields. I remember my last one I did before I sold it to Mark. I had 169 in 9-ball and 219 in 8-ball.
It's a good tournament, man. It's probably one of my favorites. It is one of my favorites, especially at the new location.
Yeah. Oh. I got tired of the Sands.
Tough place, man. Tough place. Tough staff.
It's hard.
Tough
It's hard to load the tables in and out of there.
Oh yeah.
There's no elevator.
Oh, I know.
We have to go up and down those steps, man.
Bill Stock up there running a winch to drag bar tables up the steps. That was wild.
Every year.
Sure Rick
Every
Jones
year
was
it
gonna
was
die
that
every
way.
load in. Yeah, that's ridiculous. You know what? What's funny is if you try to tell somebody who's never seen it, they either wouldn't believe you or just wouldn't be able to understand it.
Do you know I did that tournament the first 2 years downtown at the Flamingo Hilton? Also, no way to get him up there, and it was up on the 3rd level. We used what do they call it? A winch? Not a winch.
Hoist?
A hoist, a crane, a big crane. They opened up a big double window. They took the windows out on the 3rd floor, and they craned them up like 40 feet in the air and swung them in. And guys, 2 guys would be on the edge there and catch them when they swung in, grab them and bring them in. That's 40 pool tables. And you know what? The second year they dropped the table.
Ooh.
But fortunately they had it all roped off. You know what happens when a Valley bar table drops from 40 feet high? Do you know what it looks like? Splinters.
Yeah.
Splinter. Hey, listen, if anybody had been underneath it, they'd have been dead.
Yeah. Wow, that would have been cool to see.
I was upstairs when it happened. I was up in the tournament room. It was an explosion. I mean, hear it. It was. I guarantee you could hear that sound for 2 blocks around, at least. Sound like a hand grenade went off. Listen, there were pieces of that table 200 feet away. That was Gary. You know Gary Benson, right?
Yeah.
There was his tables. It just one of them. They
Jay
didn't
just
strap.
looked at
They
him
didn't
like-
strap it in good enough.
Jay just
It
looked
wasn't
at him and
Gary.
said, "Sucks for you, Gary.
Yeah.
Did you bring an extra table? We need that."
He's a good guy. He's laughing. He said nobody got killed. I remember that. I said, Gary, oh my God, you lost your table. He said, well, nobody got killed.
Yeah. It's expensive
Can you
when that
imagine?
happens.
Can you imagine the insurance bill? I mean, oh my God, I'd have been responsible too because I promoted the tournament.
But yeah, at the Sands, I was always expecting to just be sitting there one day and have a 7-foot diamond bar table run through the casino, come down them steps, and get break
Listen, one year one table did fall down.
Oh shit!
Did come down the steps. I mean, they had it all roped off, and what stopped it was slot machines. It came down and went and rammed up against. It happened like at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
We were fortunate they kept it kind of quiet, thank God. Meanwhile, maybe Edgy's doing what you want. He's putting a little package together here. Now
Good.
it's
Send it.
7-4.
Big dog. Is it 7 or 6?
7.
We got to talking about the bar table times.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I saw a lot of crazy things happen at tournaments. One time, we're in Atlantic City, and they're setting up all the TV, equipment and lights. And remember, they put a camera up you know, in the middle. But they do that before the table's brought in. They got all taped off where the table's going to be, and they got a ladder, and they're up there putting up this. And back then the cameras were not real small. It was like a full-size camera that they were putting in. And people are walking around. People are walking around underneath, you know, talking. Players are there. Mizrak walks right underneath. The camera falls. The camera they're setting up falls. And I'm 20 feet. I see it falling because somebody said something. Watch out. That thing missed Mizrak's head by 6 inches. Landed on the ground. Steve looks around like nothing happened. I said, Steve, you almost got killed. Do you know that? I mean, he acted like it was no big deal.
Well, there wasn't much he could do about it either way.
I think he was really relieved. And we had a cameraman up at the top of the bleachers one year in Atlantic City, you know, up on one of those little scaffolds because he was up above the bleachers that were high. They were like 12-row high bleachers, and he's above them. I'm the tournament director sitting up there, and the scaffolding started to slowly fall like the Tower of Pisa, but it went all the way, and he went down with the camera. I think he broke his arm.
That's dangerous.
I know it.
Nice shot. He's going to get a roll?
Nope, not that time. Not that time. But the guy was lucky he wasn't hurt worse. I mean, I was scared he got killed. But he went down and he broke his right arm. They brought, you know, the medics over and carried him away on a stretcher, put the scaffolding back up, and the tournament was going again within 30, 45 minutes. That shot's no good. That shot's no good. Yeah, I've seen a few accidents at pool tournaments. You know, I had a player die at the U.S. Bar Table Championship.
No, I didn't know that.
One of the two that I did at the MGM at that hotel. Like, it's got to be a good 15 years ago now. But I find out that the guy had a heart condition anyway. He had a couple prior heart attacks. He died shooting at the 9-ball. And you know what was nice is we took up a collection for him at the tournament. Everybody donated. They were, you know, to pay for because he was a local family up there, but they didn't have a lot of money. And we must have raised, you know, like $1,500, $2,000. I remember I gave them all the money. Everybody threw in $1 and $5 and $10. I think I put a $100 bill in there. I felt pretty bad. But when their son told me, he said, "Oh, my dad had 2 heart attacks in the last 3 months or something like that."
Fold us back on track here. Trying to make up a little ground.
Sorry, you guys, we're putting a lot of filler in here, but you see what's going on. Even commentators get tired after a while.
Well, that's one of the other things too. You know, everybody catches heat online for commentary, and I've said it for years. I defy any living human being to sit and talk 10 hours and not piss somebody off, whether it's how they talk or what they say.
Oh, I'm sensitive to my critics, and I tell you, I read everything they talk about the commentators, and I love it. Some people say, "Oh, I love Jay Alford; he's one of my favorites," and then somebody else, I hate him. I won't listen when he's on.
Yeah, well, it's all personal preference, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I've had people tell me the same thing, like, "Oh, I really like your commentary," and other people are like, "You're horrible."
Yeah, what are you doing on there? What are you doing on there?
But here's the thing, man. Like, I'm a Bull fan. I'm the same way. There's guys I would pay extra to listen to. And there's guys that I mute the sound or I don't even watch.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Yeah, I got but I look at it from a commentator's point of view, and I want a guy to be a good commentator.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like a guy like me that's telling all those stories.
Yeah, well, it depends.
Meanwhile, 7-5. Now we're getting deep into the heart of the match.
Well, that's the other tough part, man, is like one thing I can't stand is commentators that try to call every ball. They try to run the rack.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're not the player. You can call some shots here and there. It's at this side, think he's going to go, or watch if he does this. You know, this could happen.
They over-commentate.
Yeah, but it's like, Man, stop. Let's watch the game.
Well, one of my little pet peeves when they're playing 10 ball, which is never an easy rack to run. The guy breaks the balls. Let's say somebody breaks and doesn't make anything, and the opponent comes to the table with a shot at the one. The guy said this should be an easy rack, and I'm thinking to myself, there ain't no easy racks on 10 ball. Let me tell you, man.
Right.
Things go wrong. They say, oh well, he should get out here, or something to that effect.
Right.
And more than half the time, they don't. Is that it's the 4 ball behind the 8, isn't it?
Yes.
So he's
going to have to do something with it at some point. Soon.
He's looking at this billiard. He's looking at the billiard from the 3 to the 9. It's not a bad shot because you're shooting the 3 up table. It's like it's a two-way shot. It's a safety.
Draw it up, push the 9 towards your pocket.
Well, he'd like to make the 9. He'd like to make the.
No, that's what I mean. You don't push it towards your pocket, but it's also going to serve to keep the cue ball on that end of the table.
And as long as the 4 and 8 are tied up, it's
about to whack it. Let's see. Oh, how tricky would that have been?
Well, yeah, he's got him here. He's got him here. Edgy can't see this ball.
That's some Efren level stuff there.
Yeah.
If you bank that ball and just nudge the ball out, make the 3 in the pocket.
This is a big ball ahead, and there's things Edgy can do here that are good. He could make a safety right back.
And a kick and try to stick him right there.
That's what he wanted to do right there. Of course, again, this is going to be a little bit of nip and tuck safeties here until somebody makes a mistake. Because
well, at 7-5, we're kind of getting down to it.
Yeah, we're deep in the heart of the match now.
Yeah, actually, this will be the first time that it's went past 7. These are the championship rounds, Jay.
Yeah. The championship round. It's a little hard for him to reach the cue ball. I think you got to take the bridge here, and you got to kick right behind that 3. And
that's
ideally,
something else about this tournament that I forget until I come here. It's when the finals are going on. You got all these guys. Look at this, quiet as a church, watching the great players play. And on the other side of the wall, you got a bunch of bangers just going completely nuts, hooping and hollering.
He got a rail. He got a rail. The 4 touched the rail. He almost fouled there. See, Edgy can shoot low English, kick the 3 away, and stick that cue ball, have it come back under the 8. He can do it. He can do it.
Just draw it a little bit?
Yeah, just a little draw. Just a little draw. Well, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. He did not get deep enough under that 3 ball. That's not what he wanted to do now. Question is, can Vilmos shoot this 3 ball? Because there ain't much pocket there.
Not with that 9 sitting down in there.
Yeah. It's almost a situation where you could play the 3-9 combination.
Is the 9 off the rail enough?
Yeah, it's way off the rail. It's got to be off the rail an inch and a half. There's no easy way to make the 3 ball. You could make the 9 here. All you got to do, if you hit the right edge of the 9, it's going in. And it's also kind of a two-way shot because remember the 3 ball is going to bank up table and you can leave the cue ball down there on the end rail. Well, let's see what he does. Well, he tried to make the 3. He tried to make it. Right, just not much pocket there to shoot at. Well, if Edgy wants to make the 3, he's going to have to bank it. And these guys have been adverse to banks in this match. They've been, every time I see a bank shot, they play safe. Well, we did see one bank shot.
Yeah, he shot that straight back.
Yeah. Yeah, I won't forget that pimp strut.
It strolled right off. That was cool. Smacked it, stood up, and started strutting. Then
he missed the next shot, an easy shot.
Right. That's That's always the way.
And he went from the pimp strut to the loser's skulk. He skulked back to his chair. It's not a bad little safety there. I don't think he can shoot. I think he's got to kick this ball off the side rail.
It's pretty wild how the complexion of these matches changed.
Particularly this one. Well, Rodney and Mika definitely were running out of gas at the end. Oh, my goodness. You know, that was a really big ball to hit, too.
But you know what? I think when guys get in these kind of exchanges constantly, this dragging, you don't ever get in rhythm. You can't let your stroke out. You're constantly kicking or bunting or.
I guess the 3 doesn't go. He's playing the billiard. He's playing the 6 ball here.
I mean, it's part of the game. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's a whole different match, isn't it? Nicely done.
I'll tell you, it also highlights something like what he's got going on here. You know, the guys who can make the most of their opportunities and capitalize and get that victory when they can. You know, they start building them little 2-3 game leads, and then before you know it, it's a difference.
Now, you got to scratch and claw for every game.
You know, how many times do you see a guy like work through a rack like this and then shoot
Mess
the 8
up.
in the rail?
Yeah, right. Mess up at the end, the 7, 8, or 9 ball. Like I said earlier, if you can complete all these racks, you got a good chance to win the match. All the racks you're supposed to run out.
Right, yeah, if you just do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. I think these guys played in the finals of the Mez Tour like 3 times.
These guys are fun to watch.
Those were pretty good terms. First prize was like $1,500 every time. Unforced error by Vilmos is going to be costly. No reason why he couldn't hit that 3 ball in that kick shot. That was a real big ball. This will be game number 8 for Edgy. Biggest lead of the match, 8-5.
Edgy might be able to see that finish line from here. He needs 3.
If he can come up with a big break here and
we're
run out.
calling Mr. Geronimo Edgy. What did we say his first name was?
Rodrigo.
Rodrigo Geronimo, a.k.a. Edgy. Like
now, how Edgy came from
G-Y.
Yeah,
like
how Edgy came from
cat.
Rodrigo. I don't know. I don't know anybody that's been called Edgy before.
I don't know. I like it different. He's nice, he's a nice-looking dude, kind of calm, not, not angry or anything. He just like goes about his business.
He's enjoying himself. This is his element right here, playing pool. I don't hear anything going down. Oh, 6 ball, 6 ball, 6 ball. Bye-bye.
No pocket for the ace.
Yeah, no pocket for the 1. The 8 ball's got him blocked. These guys are just not getting open wrecks. Safety.
Hey, Helfer, we're going to hit your over, my friend.
What time is it?
11:50.
Yeah.
I wasn't happy how that turned out.
Well, he wanted to stick him right on the 3. But in this match, Vilmos has not been as effective as kicking as he has in the earlier matches. I mean, this is a real big ball to hit. But I'm kind of surprised if he goes that way, 3 rails. Why not just go 2 rails? Go the end rail, side rail, into the 1 ball. It's a real big ball to hit that way, and you can hit the bottom of the ball and knock the 1-up table. Why would you go 3 rails? This makes no sense. I'm sorry.
I'm curious what the benefit here is, too.
You see?
Trying to make it?
See? No, he's not trying to make it.
Well,
It just made no sense because it's a lot harder. You know that ball's real easy to hit if you go 2 rails?
There must have been something else going on. He's a good player, man. He had to have something in mind.
Yeah, he had something in mind. The wrong thing.
Well, the reason I said was he trying to make it or do something crazy is because he hit it on the outside of the ball.
Did you see how hard he hit it?
Yeah.
This is, this is 2 in a row where he blundered on easy kick shots. I think mentally he might be fatigued. I mean, to me, that's just bad thought processes to shoot that ball that way. It's so obvious that you shoot that 1-2 rails. And I'm sorry if if I'm critical. And I'm not a pool genius, but I do see what I see.
Well, the other thing I've seen players with too is they get up there and they see one thing initially. They just don't process past that because
Right.
it's like, oh, I'm going to do this.
That might be what happened there.
Yeah.
He never did walk around and look at the 2 railer.
That's what I mean. It's like he saw something he liked, so that's what his thought process went from figure out what I'm going to do to let's do this.
Well, right now, Geronimo's in control, but this is the key shot right here to get from the 3 to the 4. As you can see, the 4 is partially covered by the 9.
Nice shot. How's the speed?
I think it's okay. He looks to me like a guy that can smell the goal line right now.
If he can get out here, he's 2 games away.
You see his demeanor at the table.
Seems a little more confident now, don't he?
Yeah, he looks like a guy that wants to close the match out.
Yeah.
He says, I can win this match now.
Right.
I can put it away. Kind of like what you were talking about earlier. I mean, this game would give him a commanding lead, 9-5.
With a break, yeah.
Just got to keep making balls. A shot like this on this table is definitely missable. You got to maintain your focus.
Ball pure. Like that.
He's pocketing him good. He's looking good.
He hit that ball nice.
Yes, he did.
Man, his stroke when he shoots like that, when I'm looking straight down the barrel at it, reminds me of somebody, and I want to say it's Alex.
A little bit. A little bit.
He's got that. He crunches his fingers up, and he kind of pushes through the ball.
Yeah, right. He doesn't get down quite as far as Alex.
He's got a little more backswing.
9-5, yeah.
Scores 9-5. Working for a living, it's just 9-5. You ever see that movie, Jay?
Mm-hmm.
Dolly Parton, 9-5.
Oh, yeah.
Lily Tomlin.
That movie's old.
Yeah, I was a big fan of that movie.
Yeah, that was a good movie. That was funny. What's the guy's name that played the...
Dabney Coleman.
Oh, he's great, isn't he? He's hilarious.
The fact that I know that is just astounding because I have no clue where that came from.
But he's the kind of guy that I'll remember his name after a while if
Yeah.
you didn't say it. Because he was a pretty famous character actor, comedic actor. Meanwhile,
oof, swack him. Look at this. Look at this.
His best break of the match right
this might
there.
Get him to the hill.
Yeah, well, he's got a little bit of work to do
That
from the 2 to the 4. Yeah, exactly. He's going to have to go back and forth across the table. So here's a situation. You don't want to try to do too much. He can't reach that. He cannot reach that. He's got to get the bridge out
careful.
there.
That 8 ball's in a funny spot too. Yeah. If he tries to go back and forth.
Well, he's got to stay below the ball. I think you got to shoot the 4
down.
Up in the far end. Yeah, down table. That's what makes sense. Although I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's going to drive.
For sure.
I think he's going to. Let's see. Let's see what he does.
He's got to use a bridge. There's a lot going on there. See, that's
wow,
what I thought he might do.
You know how good that stroke was with a bridge?
Yeah.
You know how good that shot was? That might be his best shot of the match right there.
Because I thought with running English, that would kind of lay a little more.
Have you ever noticed how good the Filipinos are with a bridge?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all experts with the bridge. I mean, look at Dennis, little bitty Dennis. He's like 5 feet 4 inches tall. He will not use an extension. Yeah. I've gotten good extensions. He wants to use the bridge. Yeah. I told him, I said, Dennis, you'll be a better player with an extension. He said, no, I like the bridge. I like the bridge. Ooh. That's no good.
He had a wreck.
Well, he's gonna look at it for a minute or two, but then he's gonna cut that 7 ball up in the corner. I mean, he can shoot it. He's far enough apart.
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna sit here and he's gonna chew on it. He's gonna shoot it in the corner.
Oh, we know what he's gonna shoot. Believe me. I don't care how long he looks at it. I'm not saying he's gonna make it for sure, but that is the shot he will take. There ain't no safety here. He's doing the Filipino drama. I don't know if you ever saw Mike Siegel play, but I saw him play in his prime, and he'd go through all kinds of dramatics, and then he'd just fire that ball right in the pocket.
Yeah. He's laying there the whole time, no matter what he's
doing. See what he's looking at. He's looking at it. Right. Meanwhile, if he makes it, he's got automatic position on the 8. But, you know, these are tough cut shots, Justin. When you're that close to the object ball, it's very hard to gauge that angle properly. And remember, on a shot like this, if that 7 ball touches the side rail, it will not go in. You got to hit that pocket clean. Is he going? Is he trying to say? Yeah. Oh, he's going the other way. He took a harder shot.
Same thing there, man. Yeah, he looked at it all that time. He didn't really get down and.
He was looking at the other pocket, and then all of a sudden he gets over there and shoots. I don't know. Don't ask me to explain that. Well, all I can say, it wasn't an easy shot at either corner pocket.
I'm going to see if he does the same thing he's doing. I don't think he does.
Meanwhile, he's got a bad angle.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's got a bad angle on the 7 to get on. He's got to put some juice on this ball or really drill it. And you know how hard it is to hit that ball hard from distance.
Just force follow that thing right back down. Yeah. Looks like he might be trying to whack it.
All the heat's on Vilmos here. I mean, look at where he's at. 9-5 if he loses this game.
Yeah, he's good.
Edgy's on the hill, so the heat is on. This is like for the match.
See if he strokes it.
All right.
Looks like he's winding up. There it is.
Wow.
That was my
how
shot.
good did he hit that ball? Yeah, you called it, man. You know how good he had to hit that ball? Execution under pressure.
I think that shot's so cool.
Yeah.
When you do it.
When it works.
Yeah, because you got to hit it good. Otherwise, that ball jaws up real easy.
Well, if he misses that, he's done. Yeah. He's toast. He ain't going to come back from 10 to 5.
You saying he might as well fold them?
Well, now it's 9 to 6, and he's breaking. This guy's got a great break.
You get your money's worth here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, damn. I'm ready to go home, Jay.
You and me both. I got to drive about 20 minutes to get to my house, and it's going to feel like an eternity. The good news, the way I look at it, the good news, there ain't going to be much traffic this late at night.
Wait, yeah, I was driving over here, and as soon as I hit the outskirts of L.A., the only thought that was in my mind for the rest of my time until I parked the car was, why would anyone voluntarily live in this place?
You know, most of the time I stay within a couple miles. I stay in my neighborhood where I live. I take the freeways only when I have to. And then I'm very careful about the time of day I travel. It's a good break, but he's got a pretty severe angle on the two. You kind of sense, though, that he's in full gear right now. He knows that the match is on the line every game. So he's giving it 100%.
We'll see if he can tighten it up. What effect that has on Buddy Edgy over there.
I mean, he's in a spot where he can't really afford to lose a game. He's just got to, every time he's get a shot like this, he's going to have to get out. He kind of woke up. He said, wait a second, I'm ready to lose this match. I better do something.
Who's dying over here?
I don't know.
Somebody get that guy some water.
Yeah, if I'm sitting next to a guy who's coughing like that, I'm moving.
Yeah.
Whatever he's got, he's spreading it.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it when I'm on an airplane and somebody's coughing. Germs everywhere.
That's how you catch Ebola, Jay.
I don't know about that.
Oh, no.
He's a little tired. He didn't miss a ball like that. That guy's dying over there. He's not done coughing yet.
Oh, no. There we go.
Yeah.
One more. Give me another one.
I mean, he's supposed to go get a drink of water.
Yeah,
really.
something. I mean, it does not look good.
Wow. Vilmos misses a ball like that 5-ball. All that does is empower Edgy that much more. Gives a little boost to his confidence. This is getting a little tricky.
Yeah,
Remember
right
like that last
there.
7-ball?
You got to like him from here. Just cut that ball in the right hand corner.
Yeah, but he's got a stretch. He's got a stretch. He can reach it, but it's a stretch. And when you're stretching like that and cutting the ball, funny things can happen.
He's good.
He stretches out there pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He hit that ball real good. Hit that ball real good.
Rodney Morris to stroke this ball around the table like 6 rails.
Well, he's trying to decide, do I want to go inside English? Yeah, he's going inside 3 rails.
I hit this one good, too.
He did.
And boom.
He did. Nothing wrong with that. He'll take it.
I like how he came low, so that sharper angle, so he doesn't have to go as far. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense at all?
Yeah, absolutely. He made the angle a little tighter.
Nice.
He's on the hill. 10-6. We're in the home stretch, folks. Justin, I want to thank you. It was a pleasure. And,
Jay, I appreciate you.
You're very welcome.
I really do. You made the weekend enjoyable.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
for me personally.
I enjoyed it. I like the way you run things.
It's tough to sit here for 16, 18, 20 hours.
Remember, I worked some of your tar matches where I sat there for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Non-stop.
Yeah. Every once in a while you get one of them marathons or one pocket or something like that. We had a few doozies.
Yeah.
Well, no joy there.
Not
Excuse
much,
me, folks.
Well, Vilmos is going to come off the edge of that one ball and go all the way down table. He's going to try to do what he tried to do earlier in the match and scratched. He wants to put the cue ball down there around the 2 or the 4, ideally behind those balls. That's the idea here. What he doesn't want to do is go 2 rails and scratch again. He's all right. He's coming short.
Right behind a deuce.
Yeah, that's going to be a real good safety. That's going to be a real good safety. Meanwhile, this ball is very hittable by Edgy, believe me. And this guy, he sees these angles good. He's I don't know what he's looking at here. I mean, are you going to play? Why would he do that? Why not just go 3 rails and hit the ball? Because he's so damn accurate. But
well, I'm sure this isn't why he did that, but I'm on the hill. I'm up 5 games. This guy's made some mistakes. This is a brutal rack.
Yeah, but
Let's see if he makes a mistake.
I don't like the idea of taking a foul and putting yourself on 1.
With the ball still like this?
I mean, if it was like really hard to hit the ball, but I know he could hit that ball. See what's going to happen?
Yeah.
See what's going to happen?
So he's trying to break that up. Oh, that was a good shot.
Meanwhile, this one's hard to hit. Before he had an easy one to hit. Not easy, but not difficult.
And my guess is if he doesn't hit these or if he doesn't break that 5-1 up, he's going to find himself stuck to the back of that 5 ball.
Exactly. He's going to have to go 2 rails out of this corner and hit the side rail and then the 1 ball. This is real tricky here. And he didn't do it. He didn't do it. He didn't do it. Well, I think, again, here's a player on 2 fouls, but I don't think he's ever going to reach 3. Vilmos has got a nice. You got to try to run out here.
Told him you're on 2. Well done.
Yeah. No, I'm not one of those people that says, "Oh, you got to tell him again when he comes to the table." I think if you tell your opponent once he's on 2, it's enough. I've seen people argue where if you tell them and then you shoot, and at the end of your turn, you have to tell them again. I said, no. I'm not buying that one. Meanwhile, what Vilmos wants to do is just run out.
Straight back?
Yep. This all came about because Edgy would not kick at that first 1 ball.
Yeah, he just punted, took a foul.
Nice hit, but don't go behind the 7. Do not do what I think he just did. Can he see that 4 ball?
Nah, he might be able to spin into one side or the other of it.
Oh, yeah, he's looking at it. He's looking at it. It's tight. It's tight. Really? You don't like it. You don't like it. He went about 2 inches too far. It looks like he's getting ready to shoot a half masse shot for the match. I mean, you can kick and hit it pretty easily, but
well, he knows if he doesn't come with something here, he's done. Chances are.
Yeah.
Unless he gets lucky.
I mean, look at all those balls. They're all spread out. He's got to try to make this ball. That's what I think.
Let's try to spin around the 7 and catch that 4. He hit it good.
Wow. Wow. Super shot.
He's in a, well, I can't tell what angle he's got. If he's got a little angle, he might be okay. But
he's going to have to
straight in. He's in trouble.
Yeah, he's going to have to shoot a real long shot on the 6. But he made the hard shot. That was a highlight reel shot on that 4 ball.
We'll see how straight your arm is. Or stroke, I should say. Oh.
He doesn't really have to worry too much about position on the 7. Just cinch this
kill
ball.
It, yeah?
Yeah, just kill the ball.
And then that's going to give him a natural angle to the 8. If he can stop the cue ball somewhere around there.
Jesus, you know, I'll tell you something, Justin. I didn't want to say it when he was down shooting, but he just didn't approach that with the confidence he had earlier today. It was like there was some hesitation there, and he butchered that ball. He butchered that. He's tired. He's tired. That's all there is. It's been a long day. He just, you know, earlier in the day, he'd hardly take a second glance at that ball.
I haven't paid attention. I'm trying to find out if the cougher is only coughing when one guy's at the table.
I don't know. I don't know. He was coughing pretty nonstop a while ago. Well, Edgy's bridging over the side pocket. You know, I mean, he can make a bridge. I don't know why he's making such a big deal out of it.
Missed it.
See? And let me tell you, he's feeling the nerves a little bit there because he knows it's for the match, and he just, this right here is what you're seeing is the difference between good players and great players.
Yeah. Difference between Darren Appleton and...
Yeah, they ain't going to miss them balls. They're not going to miss them balls. These are very good players, but they're not.
There's an elite level, and that's the difference in my opinion.
We talked about that earlier today. I mean, Edgy acted like it was hard to bridge, and it really wasn't. There wasn't a problem there. Wow. Well, that might be it. That might be doom.
Yeah.
What time you guys? At 12:30?
It's 12:13 Pacific
Oh, 12:13.
time.
Okay. Well, the over one.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll be out of here by 12:30.
I might be out of here by 12:15. Hey, I ain't gonna hang around. Believe me.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I've been tired for the last couple of hours.
Well, hey, I tell you what, man, I really do appreciate you doing this. Again, thank you very much.
You're very welcome,
CSI
Justin.
appreciates it.
Yeah. Well, you know I'm gonna help you guys if I can. That'll do it right there. That's pretty much the final nail in the coffin. He'd have to miss cue to not get out. We have a winner.
Yeah. There you go.
Our 19th Swanee champion is Edgy Rodrigo Geronimo.
Good job, man.
He's a happy guy. He's going to be smiling for the rest of the night, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, let's wrap this up, man, and get you home.
Okay.
Thank you, Jay Helfert. Thank you, everyone who watched this weekend. And
thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. That's it for the 19th Jay Swanson Memorial 9-ball tournament. Hard Times Billiards, Bellflower, California. Presented by CueSports International. Thank you for joining us.